Okay, so we've got the trout straight out the oven, so we can see that it's been baked on top of onion, and I've got 2 plates, a bowl for the extra, and the skin and everything I'm going to put on the newspaper sheet to the side. So the first thing to do is to try and remove the skin. Now it should be quite crispy, certainly the top piece, and normally it will come away in one big section. So I'm going to pull that away using a knife, a big knife and a fork. And I normally try and take the fin here away with it at the same time. And that gives a nice clean bit of trout meat then to be able to take off. So what we do is run a knife down this area here, this line, because that will enable us to separate the 2 sections of meat. So you run the line down there, which is roughly the spine, and then the flesh will actually start to fall off. So here we can take this off, piece at a time. Now there are some small bones in this section, but most of the time you can just get off nice clean flesh. And sometimes it's best to sort of create a bit of a join, and normally we get enough off of one side for a single meal so that the other side is then kept. So these areas here, you have to try and push the flesh off of the actual bone. So I'm going to take this off here, and then the rib cage stays where it is. So by pushing this off, as you can see, I'm able to pick out quite a lot of nice trout flesh here. Quite a big piece actually. And the rest of it stays behind. So that's just half the trout, and we've got all of that, which is enough for 2 main meals. And the other half of the trout we've not even touched yet. Now you can see in the middle of the trout we'd put some seeds, aniseed seeds, fennel seeds, that will just add a bit of flavour when it's cooking. So what you need to do now is to try and turn the whole trout over, and we're going to remove the skin from the other side. Taking it all away in a similar way. This skin's probably a bit softer because it's not had the crispiness, because it was the last side to be upwards. We can now cut down where the bone is like I did before, and that will enable the flesh to fall away again. So I'm going to take that bit of flesh away, and I'm going to pop this in another bowl to be able to use later for another dish. So again, it sort of pushes off the bone quite well. Pick it out. As you can see, there's plenty coming off for a second meal. So that whole section there is pushed off in one big bit. And now off of the rib cage, again, same sort of principle. I'm going to take the seeds away, fennel seeds. Final couple of bits then, again push it away from the rib cage, scrape the fennel seeds off. And that can go in our bowl. And the final bit, remove the seeds. And that. There's a last little bit of flesh up here. Hardly any seeds on that. Straight in there. So you can see there that we've been able to get the whole of the flesh off of the trout. There's the backbone and the rib cage, and every single bit of flesh then has been able to be eaten. And we can take these nice onions then, and they can be served up with it. They're really soft, almost like caramelized onions. And so that can go on the plate as well. And there we are, we've got 2 big meals plus enough flesh to do an extra meal, and virtually no wastage at all.